It's me, Jesus, aka Big Slime. This is Alex. This is Anthony, aka Baloney. Today, on the first episode of WRASSLIN,
Yeah.
we're going to be doing our WrestleMania predictions. The first match we're going to be talking about is. We don't know the order. This is just the order we're going to go, but we will be doing the main events last for each night. First one is El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. I got Rey Mysterio winning. And I think he's going to unmask El Grande Americano, and it's going to be Gable. And it's going to be a Mexico one.
Ooh, all right. I'm going to write down my predictions as we go. I try to go next?
Yeah, go, Anthony.
I think El Grande Americano is going to take the W on this one.
What?
I think he sneaks out a victory, like a little roll-up or something, like a little cheat victory.
Some mega heat.
And then, Ray will like try and confront him, try and get the mask off. LWO will like trap him in the ropes or something, and then they'll unmask him to prove that he is the one, Chad Gable. So I think El Grande Americano takes the W, but he still gets unmasked.
But he loses overall. Okay.
But he still loses overall, but he gets the payday.
I think Ray wins, and I don't know if you guys have seen the finishes with El Grande Americano matches when he puts a metal inside his mask. I think somehow that metal slips, and Ray puts it inside his mask and uses that to win.
Okay. I see it. Real
also,
quick.
my question for you guys is, do you guys find El Grande Americano offensive?
No.
I don't think it's offensive. I just think it's not super funny.
Yeah.
I get
He's
what
the
they're going
pioneer.
for.
He's one of the pioneers of Lucha Libre. How could I be offended by that?
Anthony
I think he's not doing it to offend.
kayfabe.
I don't think he's doing it to offend the Mexicans. He's doing it to get to raise nerves and the rest of the LWO.
Yeah. He's not being.
Wrestling's always done this. I don't think it's like, oh my god, how could Triple H do this? It's just, it is what it is. It's just whether you find it funny or not sometimes. And this one, it's not funny, but it's not like super offensive. They've been way more racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You think this is top 5 racism movie? Buddy, you have not
Shout
seen
out
much wrestling. Have you heard of Muhammad Hassan? Have you heard of Saba?
Moving on! We'll do this one too. The Raw Tag Team Championship match. New Day versus the War Raid. Or is it just the Raiders now? I can't remember.
I think it's
War Raiders.
War Raiders. Who goes first?
Oh yeah, War Raiders, because it's not Viking Raiders. Yeah, the War Raiders. I think New Day gets the win, just so they can start going on this like super heel braggy show. Like, we didn't need Big E. Only way I think they would lose that I would be happy with is if Big E comes out and
yes.
or something. But I don't think it's gonna happen.
Me or Alex?
Let's go Alex this time.
I think the New Day's heat has passed. I think that boat has sailed. I think the New Day wins, and for me personally, I would like the New Day to win the titles back, and with Big E by their side. So hopefully they know they messed up, and they turn face again, and they rejoin with Big E, and that's how they win the tag team titles.
Ooh, so you're hoping that Big E rejoins the New Day, but as a face, like they turn face again.
Yes.
I hope
that happening if they apologize to Big E.
Yeah.
I think that might happen. They might win and then apologize, and then boom, they're all faces.
That's me if New Day loses. They realize they messed up, and they make amends with Big E, and that's how they win the tag titles.
All right. Well, first of all, before I give my prediction, I'm one of the many people in this little wrestling community that thinks this should not be on the card. I think they're kind of cooking a little bit more on SmackDown with the Street Profits. I think them having a match with like Motor City Machine Guns or any other team would have been better. But my prediction for this, it is on the card. They've earned their spots. Is New Day.
Yeah,
I think New Day takes it. They do their thing.
I think they put them on here because the War Raiders have had bad luck with injuries, and they're like, hey, you know what? They deserve a WrestleMania match. Let's give it to them.
That's true.
But I would have rather seen Motor City Machine Guns versus Street Profits.
It's because my preference is like I've seen War Raiders since Ring of Honor, and I've seen Motor City Machine Guns for many, many years in TNA and literally every other company. But I think I'm way more of a Motor City Machine Guns fan than War Raiders. That's why it kind of hurts me seeing them not on the card.
Yeah. Okay.
Knowing
Fair,
that they're
fair.
probably just going to be on the tag team match and maybe even the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. I was just like, damn. Kind of want them being there for WrestleMania because that's like a good culmination of their careers. That could be like the highlight. But I think New Day takes it. They think they stay heel. I would love to see a Big E heel turn. That'd be super unexpected. But I'll take New Day winning titles at WrestleMania.
Okay. Moving on to the next match. Let's do. Let's get this one over with right away. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I think we all are in agreement. Jade Cargill is probably going to win.
Jade wins.
No, some people don't think this match should be on here. I think this match does have the reasoning for it. Be with the attack from Naomi. I think the payoff is going to be good. I think Jade is going to win. Standing tall. Could it be a squash match? Yeah. Is that the reason that it shouldn't be a main event? No. We have them at Mania. There's always at least one, maybe two. And if they're only going to be one, it should be one that at least makes sense story-wise. Anthony, Alex. Let's go Anthony first.
Okay.
What do you think?
I 100% agree. Jade wins. It could be a squash match. It truly could. I don't know if it'll be a squash match. I could definitely see it. I don't know. But I think Jade, this match has one of the best build-ups for this Mania, easily. Months back with the attack and everything. And I think Jade just gets her revenge and starts setting up for her world title journey, trying to see if she can become a world champion, or maybe even go for the mid-card championship. That are my thoughts on Jade potentially winning.
Alex?
I think Jade wins in like 5 minutes. I think I would find this match more interesting if it was like a backstage fight or something, like some type of stipulations, because
That's fair. That's fair.
Because like we saw Naomi push her to the car. I think, what if Jade would have recreated that spot but pushing Naomi instead to the car?
I think the thing with backstage fights is that they have to be on a Raw or SmackDown or on a smaller PLE, because on WrestleMania, because those fights are really for the people at home, and the people that paid like $5,000 to be there are gonna be pretty mad when they have like a 10 to 15 minutes and it's all backstage.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah, I can see that match being on like a future SmackDown after Mania. Like if Naomi loses and wants revenge, she would like just challenge Jade again, but in a street fight or something like that.
Jade
And he was completely right. It would be better on a smaller show.
Match. That'd be good, dude. That match was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but yeah, Jade gets the W here. That's our first 100% agreement.
We all agree. That's insta lock.
No, we all agree on New Day. Never mind.
I said War Raiders.
Never mind.
Moving on. Not the first championship match, but the first single championship match we'll talk about. The United States Championship. United States Champion LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. I'm a little torn because I like LA Knight a lot, and I don't want him to lose the belt so quickly. But also, it is the mid-card champ, so I don't think it matters too much if it changes quickly, especially when it's going to Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
but I think Solo is gonna stop that from happening, and I think that leads to a Solo versus Jacob fight. Thoughts, Alex?
So you think LA Knight's winning?
Oh yeah. Oh no. I think Fatu's gonna win.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
I want him to win, but I don't know. It depends if Solo interferes. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, okay.
I know LA Knight just won the title, but before that, he was just feuding with Shinsuke Nakamura, which seemed forever. And I just want the belt to go to someone else, so I hope Fatu wins.
Okay.
Anthony?
LA Knight's first U.S. title reign was a genuine, like, amazing moment. And him winning it for the second time wasn't bad. But I'm getting that little sense that it is kind of a little transitional championship vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like they knew, like, all right, Nakamura and Fatu could cook, but they probably had a little more faith in Knight to take it. So they were probably like, all right, let's just give it to Knight, let him win it, and then we'll make him lose it at Mania to Fatu. So yeah, I think LA Knight in this situation sadly is a little bit of a transitional champion. So I think Jacob Fatu gets a W in his WrestleMania debut. I got a little theory when it comes to Fatu and Knight. I think Fatu takes the title, and eventually Sikoa like grows a little bit of jealousy, kind of seeing Jacob's success, and then after that, LA Knight will kind of like leave the mid card and he'll start pursuing a world championship. Because like if he's on SmackDown, he could get drafted to Raw and start going for like the world heavyweight, depending on who the world heavyweight champion is after Mania. But I feel like this, like, Knight losing the U.S. Championship could push him to go for the main event scene. Kind of re-entering that picture after that match with Roman.
I agree. And doesn't matter, we'll talk about it later, but it doesn't matter if Gunther or Jay wins, because I think LA Knight works as heel or face. Both pretty good.
Easy.
Moving on to the WWE Women's Championship match. Current champion Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
This one's my toughest one.
Charlotte's gonna win, and I'm not gonna like it, and she'll get more heat. Alex, thoughts?
I'm hoping. I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna go Tiffany Stratton because spoilers. I know Cena's gonna try to break that record, and I know Charlotte's. I don't know how close Charlotte is to Ric Flair, so I hope. So I hope Charlotte doesn't win, so that way Cena can have his moment for a time.
Ooh, okay.
I'm hoping. And plus, this feud has been really sloppy, and I think it's mostly been because of Charlotte. So I hope Tiffany wins.
Now, what record is she trying to break? I don't. There's no way she's been 17. How many times has she?
I think she has like 14.
13 or 14, I think Charlotte has.
No.
I know for sure she's in the double digits.
I know she like had a bunch of title reigns when her and Sasha were feuding a lot.
She was the. Do we count the Divas Championship?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Okay, so 14 times, yeah.
Yeah, I would say Charlotte's like right there too. So
yeah, so that's why I'm hoping Charlotte doesn't win, so that way Cena can hopefully have that.
Even then, bro.
All right, Anthony's turn.
Oh yes. This is one of the toughest ones to pick, just because I could see either one. Like I agree with Alex. My heart wants me to go with Tiffany, but I also agree with Jesus. Like Charlotte has so much heat that's kind of like she could just win. But I'm gonna go with my gut and go with Charlotte. I'm picking Charlotte to win. I don't want her to win, but I think Triple H sees a couple of dollar signs right now that it's kind of like, you know what? Just get her a step closer to winning another world championship. Just take it. And then that can build like a little redemption story for Tiffany. But my pick is officially Charlotte Flair, even though I do not want her to win.
Moving on to what I think is probably going to be the co-main event or the first fight. I could see either or.
Yep.
The World Heavyweight Championship match. The World Heavyweight Champion Gunther defending it against the Royal Rumble winner Jey Uso. I think this match has the potential to actually be the most surprising. Like I think a lot of people on the internet don't like Jey Uso because all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, you can't wrestle. He can't wrestle." Bro, I don't really care that much. He can wrestle good enough, and Gunther is really good to make it a great match.
Oh yeah.
And personally, I have Jey winning. I think this is going to be the face champ that Raw is going to have leading this little Netflix era post WrestleMania. Gunther, it is going to suck. He's going to feel like a transitional champion, but I think his first world championship reign in WWE reminds me a lot of Edge when he cashed in and won it, where he didn't have the best feuds, but eventually later he got his dues repaid. And I like Gunther, but I just think it's Jay's time. And if not, then his character is completely buried. 0-5 against, or 0-4 against the champion. Yeah, just gotta move on, bro.
I had a theory about that too.
Anthony?
Me? Okay. This is also a good 50-50 split between me. Another tough decision. But I'm at the end taking Jey Uso as the winner. But I do see an alternate reality. Like if he loses at Mania and Gunther keeps the championship, I could see him like taking time off, rehab from injuries, just rehab from the loss, returning around Money in the Bank season, which is like around July. Like earning a spot in Money in the Bank, and like even like maybe in like the week before Money in the Bank, saying like if I win, I'm going to cash in on Gunther, like preemptively set up the match, make because he wants to beat him 100%, not in like a cheap way of like after a match or something when he's weak.
Yep.
I can see that happening if Jay loses, but I don't think that's gonna happen because Jay wins at Mania. A well-deserved W. He's had a tough time, like he's been bullied and stuff on the internet, but hey, it's wrestling. Everyone makes mistakes. Botches happen. Just because one botch happens doesn't mean it defines a wrestler.
I remember a couple Dom ones too that were pretty bad, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
No.
But I think Jay takes it. I'll let Alex take away for his opinion on this match.
All right, I'm one of those people that think Jay is just an entrance, so I'm hoping
this is crazy.
With what Gunther did to Jimmy, we see a different side of Jay, a more vicious side, and hopefully he gets a redemption from last year's awful match against his brother.
Yes.
Yeah, that was just that was bad.
Some unforgivable.
Honestly, that is what changed for Jay in the internet's eyes.
That was the first spoke on the wheel, on the Jey Uso hatred wheel. That was like, ugh. Sad.
So I'm picking Jay, and like Jesus said, what's the point if he loses 0-5 against Gunther?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Man, Jey Uso put in his time, been there a lot of years. I think he takes the W, a well-deserved World Championship win.
Yeah. Quick point on the, he's just an entrance thing. Like, he's been good. Like when Jimmy got hurt, he proved he could stand on his own. The whole main event Jey Uso thing from back then, the crash out Jey Uso.
2020.
In general, like he's been a good wrestler and good fights. Is he like one of the world's best? No, but he doesn't need to be. Not every wrestler needs to be like on that level. It needs all that shit in ring to look good. Just because of one bad match with his brother and then a couple botches doesn't mean like he's a fucking bad wrestler.
I completely agree with that.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Lastly, the main event for night one.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, the match I'm looking most forward to, the triple threat between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Before the last 2 weeks of Raw and SmackDown, I guess, I would have 100% been like, it's Punk, because if Roman winning and then going away for months, boo!
Yep, nope. No part-timing.
Unless he's gonna come back, then I'd be okay with it. So I didn't think it was gonna be Roman, because Seth, although he hates Punk, ultimately he's like, I can't let Roman win again. Especially because the winner of this might be Cena or Cody's next challenger.
Oh, like the next number one contender?
Yeah. So I couldn't see that happening. So, and I was like, yeah, Seth probably is due a win, but like Punk is due the Mania main event. Plus, like, he'll get so much momentum. I was like, it's Punk's time. But after how Seth has been moving, him sparing Paul Heyman and then saying, you owe me a favor, and then how Raw ended with him standing above both of them. I'm on Seth freaking Rollins.
Ooh.
What?
I think it's going to be Seth. I think he's due for a win, too. Bro hasn't won in years. And he lost twice last year.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
but I think Seth is just there to take the pin.
Ooh.
We'll see when Roman's on his back.
Or
3 is going to be crazy.
Or this is what I want to happen. I think Punk is going to win via help by Paul Heyman.
Okay.
And he might pin Roman.
Going super heel and turning on Roman and Punk.
What? Mm-hmm.
I think we get Seth Rollins, the next Paul Heyman guy.
Ooh. All right. So who's your pick, Alex?
I'm going to pick Punk via help by Paul Heyman.
Ooh, all right. So, yeah, these past 2 weeks, this triple threat's kind of been cooking, and I was on the fence on who to pick. Sadly, I'm not going to pick my personal GOAT, CM Punk, even though I think he is due for a Mania win. It's his first Mania back. It's his first Mania competing since returning to WWE. I would love to see my GOAT win. But man, the way
100%.
Seth was looking after these 2 weeks, I'm going with Seth Rollins. I'm going with Seth.
I think everyone thought Seth was just there to take the pin. Like last year, Seth was only in that tag team match to take the pin. And then it wasn't even him. It was Cody.
Yeah,
If I
fair
remember
point.
correctly.
Because, like, dude, like
did
that
take
now
the
with the
pin
whole
against
favor
Steve
thing,
Austin.
like he might force Heyman to help him.
Yeah.
Kind of, doing some shit. He's hurting like his tribal chief, his best friend. He's gonna hurt him and be like, all right, if you don't want me to hurt them, help me with this,
Yeah.
which is like maybe a future world title shot or something. But I'm just saying, Seth's been kind of cooking these past 2 weeks. I think the last Rollins win at Mania was in 39 against Logan. But I mean, him losing twice last year, man, that was tough to see. Because he was like the MVP of last year's Mania.
Mhm.
But this, I think he is due for a big win by beating Roman and Punk in this triple threat. This is my second most looking forward.
Because I think in my eyes, Seth is the best person to take on the next champ, regardless of who wins. I think him and John would be, and I think him and Cody would also be like, oh yeah, finally. I can see it either way.
True. Oh, I have a little question here, by the way.
Correct. I'll go ahead.
There's like a bonus prediction.
Yeah.
If Randy Orton, if they get him an opponent, who do you think it will be? And do you think Randy takes the win?
I think Randy wins regardless if he gets a match. I think logically it's probably going to be one of the debuts, whether it's Rusev or Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember which one was his WWE name. The only thing is that it's like, oh, do you want one of the debuts to lose already? Because people might see it as like, oh, they're retaliating for going to AEW. Because the only counter to that is like, oh, well, Punk didn't lose right away. It's like, yeah, but that's Punk. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
But what I want Nick Aldis to put the boots back on, bro.
Please.
That second RKO, he paid for it in advance. He knew, bro. He left that potential there.
He did.
That's who I want.
All right.
Alex?
I think unfortunately it's going to be Solo, but I hope it leads to a Randy versus Jacob Fatu match down the
That'd
line.
be great.
Okay. All right. That would definitely cook.
If it's solo, he's definitely winning. Easy.
Yeah.
Anthony, who do you think?
I think Randy. That's why I asked after the night one predictions, because it's not a confirmed night one match.
Mm-hmm.
But if Randy were to get a match, I feel like it would be on night one, because night two is already kind of like stacked enough.
Oh yeah.
That I think if they're like, all right, when Randy wants a match, just put him after New Day, or put him after the Jacob Fatu match or something. I think it could be. This is a little out there, but it could be like Rey Fenix.
Ooh.
Like, he doesn't have a match confirmed. I don't think he might just be like in the Battle Royal. But, they might just give Rand like, hey, how about you face Rey Fenix? He's a new member of the roster. Break him in, like to show him what WrestleMania is, show him Randy Orton and all that. And yeah, like I think they could cook. If not, then I think the obvious one for me is either obviously Aleister Black. And they could give Aleister a big push by having him beat Randy.
That'd be crazy. That'd be so good. Because Randy is technically rusty too.
Yeah. So my prediction is, yes, Randy does have a match. Does he win? No. I think whoever he faces somehow beats him, even if it's Rey Fenix or Solo or Aleister. I think Randy takes an L, sadly, at WrestleMania.
All right, moving on to night 2. We'll kick it off with what I think is going to kick off the show. I think it'll be the Fatal 4-Way. So let's start with it. The Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. Current IC champion, Braun Breaker. One of my personal favorites. I love Braun. Going against Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. And Dominic Mysterio of the Judgment Day. And Penta El Cero Miedo.
You can't see me, but I did the thing too.
No proof, so you're alive.
Facts.
God.
Yeah, I think I don't know if we'll all be in agreements, but I know me and Alex are. I got Dom winning. The way I think it's gonna happen is that Finn is gonna eat a crazy spear by Braun. Braun's gonna get up, and then Penta's gonna hit the Penta driver on him, and then Penta's gonna throw him out of the ring. He's gonna turn to Finn, and then that's when Dom, like, I don't know, kicks him or something, throws him out of the ring, and then hits a frog splash on Finn, and then goes 1, 2, 3, and that's how he wins it. And he's gonna be like, "Oh, I did it!" So the Judgment Day would get the belt, and I think that's when Finn officially leaves the Judgment Day. Anthony?
Ooh, me. Okay. Man, this I think this is the match I'm ultimately split on because like each person has a good case why to win.
Yep.
Finn deserves it. He deserves another like singles title run. Penta deserves it because he's just been killing it since his debut. Dominic really deserves it because he's put in the time and like everything. And Braun deserves it because it's his Mania debut and he's also been killing it since his main roster debut. But I'm going off heart and guts personally. I think the way they should do it is I think as much as I would love to see Dom win it, I don't think he's going to win it. I think Braun Breaker retains. They keep making him like the dominant champion. Mm-hmm. And I think later after Mania, then Dom beats him for it. I think Dom still inevitably wins the title. I just don't think he's going to win it at Mania. I think Braun is going to be like, he's going to have like, it's going to be like a tough victory, but he's going to have a tough victory. I can see that spot happening.
Backlash.
But I think I can see that happening, but I think like Penta could like interrupt it and then set up Braun for like the dub somehow.
Okay.
But I think Dom later wins it. But I think the best thing to do would be to keep it on Braun to kind of make everyone feel like, all right, like if these three couldn't beat him, who can beat him? And eventually Dom like wins some match to become a contender and then wins it. Especially to do like an event in Mexico. Dom could win it in Mexico.
Fair.
But yeah, I'm going with Braun Breaker. I think that's like the smart thing to do. Okay. If I was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, I'd go with Braun Breaker.
Government name is crazy.
I'm gonna go.
If I was Paul Levesque. Alex, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to go with the greatest mystery of all time, Dirty Dom.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna stop the recording.
No. I can see. I don't think this match opens the card because I can see Liv interfering and helping Dom win and turning on Finn. That way you can have the shot of them of the Judgment Day having the women's tag team titles and their Intercontinental.
All right, I dig that. I kind of agree with that.
Fair. I see that.
Yeah, it would be better if that match was before, so it's not like you see them betray Finn and then later on it's like, oh hey, now they're back, defending their championships.
Okay. Well, I guess we could talk about that match then next, because I mean, I think maybe we all agree. The women's tag team championship, Liv and Raquel, aka the Judgment Day, going against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. I got Liv and Raquel. I don't think Bayley and Bayley and Lyra should win right away. They're like kind of new. They might have good chemistry together, but they're not as good as Liv and Raquel. They're 3-time tag team champions. Record, by the way. And also, I just don't see the reason to take them off them yet when they're actually defending them pretty good now. Also, I think this sets up Lyra to turn on Bayley or Bayley to turn on Lyra. One of them's going heel after this, in my opinion. Alex?
I'm going to go with the Judgment Day 2. I'm surprised in the Gauntlet match we didn't see Nia and Candice, who I thought were going to face the Judgment Day.
I agree. I thought they were going to be the ones to win that match.
I don't know if one of them's hurt or something, but yeah. I really don't like them mismatching tag teams and putting them together. But yeah, I take the Judgment Day. Because eventually I think Bayley's going to turn on Lyra.
Oh, yeah. I 100% agree with Jesus for everything he said. I think they're gonna win. They've won it the most, and I think it's really dumb that the women's Intercontinental Champion is not defending her title at Mania, and she's just But in a tag team,
Neither is Chelsea. I think Hunter maybe doesn't see the prestige yet.
I think it's just frustrating that the women's singles titles are not being showcased at all at Mania. Like, yeah, Lyra's gonna be there, but it's just gonna be like it's just not defending it. It's just
I
like
want her
she's
to
just
be
part
heel.
of the
I'm not
team.
gonna lie.
I wouldn't mind Lyra as a heel, but
I think Crunches is too cool.
it works as a heel though. Like
heels get that shit too. So like Roman for a entire time he was a heel and people were still
Yeah, true.
people do it. Like my side rant here. I think people are way too stuck in the old days about heels can't do this, heels don't do this. Like that whole thing about heels don't sell merch. Motherfucker, Randy Orton and Roman Reigns for when they were actually selling merch for the majority of the time, they're fucking heels, bro. Like it happens now. Maybe back in the day, people didn't buy a Iron Sheik merch.
Yeah,
I get it. Or like I can't think of another heel. But like nowadays, it happens. Like people were saying, "Oh, John's not going to turn heel because he's not going to sell merch." What? He's going to sell merch regardless. Like what are you talking about? Or he's not going to turn heel because people will stop buying his merch. No, they won't. Like that's such an old head thinking that I hate, man.
Yeah, those.
He can't turn heel because people like him too much. You're gonna cheer him. All right, that's up to the face to step up. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Stop
it's because
handcuffing heels.
We're in the kind of era of the cool heel, but like, come on, like Stone Cold started out as a heel and he was popular.
Yeah.
The Rock was a heel and he was popular.
Like,
they were selling merchandise like nothing, and this was like the 90s and the 2000s, which was like
it's such a 70s and 80s mindset.
Yeah, like we've had so many cool heels that's kind of like so what? Like Dom's one of the biggest examples of the cool heel.
Too. Like, come on.
Yeah.
The Judgment Day in general. Like, come on, man.
People hated seeing them on Monday Night Raw, but yet their merchandise sales are still through the roof, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on. These old heads gotta be passed and just let the cool heels rise.
Let's try to speed through these a little quicker.
Oh yeah. We got a little sidetrack.
We'll go with AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I'm gonna go last on this one.
Okay.
Because I got a little bit interesting.
I'll go first.
Anthony, you can go first. Go ahead.
Man, I feel like they have to give it to AJ, but man, I feel like Logan's not really owed a win because he won last year. I think they gave it to AJ. It would be a banger of a match, yeah. Will it be the best match on the card? No, but I think AJ wins clean. A little shenanigans maybe tried by Logan, but I think AJ wins because I think he is due a victory after that a little bit of an embarrassing loss to LA Knight last year because it wasn't the best match.
I'm gonna go. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Oh, I'm gonna go with AJ, but I was really expecting them two to be in their Intercontinental title picture, and I thought it was gonna be a six-way, but I don't really see the point of this match. But I think AJ is gonna win.
Okay. What I think I'm in the minority of this. I think it's gonna be Logan Paul because Logan Paul, in his entire time in WWE, really has been big heel that loses.
Mm-hmm.
No, most of his wins are in that tag match with Miz last year, and basically in his U.S. title reign. That's it.
Yeah.
Like he loses a lot, and I don't think WWE is paying him that much for him to take too many losses. And because I think he loses throughout the year, I think him getting a win at Mania is fine with him. Like he wins at Mania, but then loses throughout the year against big faces. I think that's fine with him.
Yep.
But also, AJ, like it sucks for him to lose. I think his WrestleMania record in general isn't super good, or with his opponents. But unless you're gonna give AJ like a big push, I don't think you have him win.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and his injury that he just recently had was like almost pretty bad, but it seems like he's good, and maybe we'll see him more often. So maybe, like, I want AJ to win, but I just think logically Logan is probably going to get the win.
Yep. Respectable.
Moving on, we'll have the fight. One of the fights I'm also looking forward to a lot. The Sin City Street Fight. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I think these guys have really good chemistry together. And also, I am just a fan of both of them. Like, I like them a lot. Damian Priest got way too much hate when he won the Money in the Bank. And then when he kept trying to cash it in and then it wasn't working, like, people were like, this guy doesn't know what to do. But that's a trope with any Money in the Bank winner.
Yeah.
But then when he finally cashed it in, great moment. And people were like, all right, well, he's just going to give it away quickly. And then he had like 6 months of it, and he was pretty fucking good with it. And I know people were trashing on it a lot because it's like, oh, Damian Priest makes this belt look like a joke that it wasted Seth Rollins' efforts. But I completely disagree. His match with Gunther was also pretty freaking good. And then Drew McIntyre is probably the most underrated wrestler of the last 2 years together. Never complains unless he's like being a heel. Always puts on great matches and willing to do anything. Saying that, I got Drew McIntyre finally winning.
Ooh, all right.
Alex?
I think, I don't know. It's because I don't know what direction they're going to go after this. But my guess is Drew.
My guess.
My guess is Drew so he can feud with Jay. Because I know they were feuding. They were feuding when the debut of Netflix happened, and I think Jay won right with a roll up. I think, and I don't think that's finished yet. So I think they're gonna.
No, yeah, that's fair.
So I think they're gonna redo that feud, and that's why I see Drew winning.
Okay, Anthony.
Yeah, this should be a good match. I see.
Oh, and it's a no DQ. I forgot to mention that.
What happened?
And it's a no DQ fight. I forgot to mention that. Yeah. Both of them do pretty good in these matches.
City?
Yeah.
You know what? If they would have like casino tables all over the place, no, I don't want to see that. They're going to have a Vegas theme.
It's probably just going to be a regular like street fight. But both of them do really good in it, in those types of matches.
Yeah. They go with that Vegas theme. But I see Drew winning. I mean, I think he needs a little more benefit right now with the win, and I agree with Alex. I think that pushes him into the world title picture, feuding with Jay, to be Jay's like first contender once he wins the championship. My prediction. But yeah, cool. I go with Drew. I think Drew takes it in a sleeper match.
Quick sidebar: I thought they wasted what I was looking forward to the most. Storyline with Drew McIntyre being the Bloodline Hunter. I thought it was going to lead to a Roman fight at Mania, and I thought that was going to be really cool, but they kind of just dropped it.
They dropped the ball on that one. I was looking forward to seeing what would you do, trying to literally go after the entire Bloodline.
Everyone. Mm-hmm.
But kind of wasted that, unless they're going to pursue it later, but I kind of don't see it.
I thought moving on would be a team.
What I think is going to be co-main event or opening match. The women's triple threat for the Women's World Championship. Almost said world heavyweight. Yikers. Bianca Belair, the Royal Rumble winner, takes on the champion Io Sky. Oh, and Rhea Ripley's in there too. My bad. Rhea Hogan is in there.
Yep, Rhea Hogan.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever been a build-up that has ever exposed someone to me as like, wow, they really don't deserve this. Or they really are just in there just for the name value and because they don't want to piss off that wrestler.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like she's been so, in my opinion, she's been so annoying. And other than, well, she's a big, like main eventer. There's no reason for her to be in that match really. She fucked it up and lost against Io, and then she fucked it up again in her rematch. And honestly, Io deserves better. I like Io so much more. I think Io and Bianca alone would have been perfect.
It would have been a banger.
Yeah, and this match really made me realize that. Rhea's not that great.
I'll go next on this one. This has debatably been the best build-up for a match. Debatably. 100% agree. I don't think Rhea should be in there. But, she's a big ticket name. They want her at Mania. She low-key does deserve it. But she did lose fair and square to Io. So I don't think she should have been in there. But I get why she's in it. But did you even say your prediction?
I said Io. I
Io?
thought it did, at least, yeah.
I'm going
I
with
mean, Io.
Bianca. I think this
I
is
can
how
see
they
that.
set up.
Anyone but Rhea. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah, I get you. I 100% agree. But I think they do Bianca winning. Then they do a little feud with her and Io. Hopefully no Rhea. And then that kind of sets up a future plan for Bianca being like, kind of having like another long record with the title. Like another long reign with the World Championship.
I also see Bianca winning, but I see her winning so they can set up her versus Jade either at next year's Mania, or Jade could win the Money in the Bank and she can cash in on Bianca.
Ooh. Like making it
Cooking.
awkward between them, since they're friends.
Yeah.
Cooking. Yeah,
I
because
like that.
technically,
Or
Jade
Jade could
didn't
be,
do anything to Bianca and vice versa. But
or Jade could be the Royal Rumble winner and challenge Bianca for the title at Mania.
yes,
Ooh.
I like it.
Bianca having a long, like year-long reign and then kind of making it awkward on Rumble.
Yeah.
I get it. You're cooking.
And Bianca apparently has a WrestleMania streak, and imagine her former tag team partner is the one who ends it.
That would be pretty good. Her pulling up that stat against Jade, kind of being like, "You sure you want to pick me? I never lost."
Undertaker?
All right. Next match.
I want to see what it is. Well, okay, she's 4-0. Like I thought that was gonna be like, well, she's 7-0, 4-0. Man,
Hey, a streak's a streak.
I guess.
know who
Moving
else
on
has
to
a
the
streak?
last match, the main event, the go home match. John Cena, freshly turned heel. Maybe not freshly, it's been like a little over a month, maybe almost 2 now. But coming off his first heel turn in his career, ignoring the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Yep.
Going against Cody Rhodes, the WWE Undisputed Champion. Just off a 1 year of being champion after beating Roman. Thank God.
Mashallah.
And even though I said that, I do think it's going to be John Cena. I don't think they turned him heel for nothing. Yeah, I see some people saying that I think it's going to be Cody, and then John's going to get extra mad, then do more heel things, and then eventually get a match again. I think they get the record out of the way. He starts bragging like crazy, and then you start throwing faces at him to try to beat him every other PLE, and he's going to be like, man, fuck all these motherfuckers. And he's gonna take. I'm booking a little bit in the future, but I think Randy's gonna be the one that takes away from him.
Ooh, all right.
I think Randy might be the first challenger at Backlash, lose, and then get a rematch later, and then take it. Which one he wants to go next?
I'll let Alex go. Alex can go.
Alex.
This one I'm torn in.
Because you like Cody Rhodes so much, yeah, I understand.
No.
I'm gonna cut out you saying no.
I think we're gonna see Cena because we haven't seen in the build-up Rock or Travis Scott.
I don't think they're gonna be in it, to be honest.
Well, Travis Scott is one of the theme songs, and I think Triple H has confirmed.
There.
I think Triple H has confirmed that Travis Scott will be there, and I think The Rock will show up at least some capacity.
I can see it.
I
So
think both will
that's
be
how
there, but
Cena
I don't know if
wins.
they'll be there, if you know what I mean.
And I'm pretty sure Rock is gonna do his own shenanigans. The ref doesn't count pins for Cody or something, and yeah, I see Cena hopefully being 17-time champion.
The thing is, I kind of want Cena to win clean. I know he's a heel, but I want him to win clean so he can be like, I didn't even need to cheat. You know, it just adds to that heel thing. But
I get it. So it's not like, him winning clean would be amazing. So it's not like Cody can hang that over his head. Like, you had to cheat in order to beat me, and then it kind of does all that. But no, that's good. It's cooking. Is it Mike Thorne?
Oh yes, and I'm hoping we can see a Cena Punk feud.
Oh,
Ooh.
I need that in my veins. I need to see that.
Heel Cena versus Face Punk.
I need that.
I need that. A heroin addict needs another rock.
I'll go. I also have Cena winning because this is what I want to see. I want Cena to have like a whole tyrant reign, like no one can beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to see how they handle that stuff around November and December when like he's about to retire and he's still world champion. I want to see what Cody and Triple H do because they're just like, damn, we don't want him walking out with that championship. I want to see what they like put in front of Cena to make him be like, all right, like you want to like leave as world champion? I defend it in like this ladder match, and, like I guess like 3 motherfuckers like Cody, Jay, maybe even Gunther. Maybe they put Gunther in there just to be like, all right, you know, he lost it. All right, Cena, like give him to Cena. I want Cena to have a whole tyrant reign, then lose it in December. And that pop would be amazing. Of them realizing, hey, like we're not losing that championship. But I want to see that in order for that to happen, Cena needs to win. So I'm going with Cena as the victor of the Ultimate Mania main event. And winning clean. I agree with Jesus. Winning clean.
Oh wait, question.
Yes.
Do you guys think if Cena wins, he brings back the spinner belt?
Yeah,
I hope so.
I want him to do it. A new one. I want a revamped one. I
Ooh.
totally will not be buying that.
Your bank account would like a word with you right there, Mr. Jesus.
Oh,
I don't
my
care about
bank-
the spinner
my
belt,
bank
but I
account's
know
already
it
mad after
pisses.
the WWE Clash collab.
I don't mind about the spinner belt, but I know it pisses a bunch of people off the wrong way, so that's why I want him to bring it back.
It's my belt, bro. I grew up with it.
That's true.
But
I now kind of hate it, but I have a love for it because it is the one I grew up watching Triple H and Cena and Orton win. You know.
I fuck. I was gonna bring something up. Typically, Survivor Series War Games is the last PLE of the year, right? But I think this year, in December, we get one extra pay-per-view, and it's gonna be something. It might not be called John Cena's last WWE fight or whatever, but it'll be something similar to that. And that's gonna be like the WWE's last chance to take the belt from him before he leaves with it.
Oh yeah.
And I saw that idea. Some people were saying, "Oh, why would they?" No, WWE would never throw a one PLE or pay-per-view over just one wrestler. If they were gonna do it, they'd do it for Cena.
They would do it for
People
Cena.
were like, "Well, they didn't do it for Hogan." It's like, yeah, they did. It's called WrestleMania. Hulkamania. They're like WrestleMania. Boom.
WrestleMania.
It became its own thing, but I think they would do it for John, and I think he will still be a heel, but during the match, kind of be like, oh, damn, lose, and then be like, I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all.
Like
He'll
so
get cheered regardless. Is this something? Oh, it's on my screen. I thought there was something on my mic. And then he'll leave with his hand. He'll probably put his what are those things called? Wristbands or whatever. He'll probably put something on the ring down. He'll like start tearing up maybe, and then walk off, and everyone's gonna be like, Cena.
Oh yeah.
And I think that will be the end of John Cena until he'll probably be the headliner for WrestleMania 42. Not for a match. For the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
First ballot, like as soon as he's done, they just put him in.
Who was it that almost think it was Cody, right? He's like, because you were picked by a guy who we can't even talk about anymore. That was like,
yeah,
they were cooking.
They mentioned
if
Vince.
If Cena was more available, I think this would be the best build-up, though.
Oh yeah,
if we got more promos like that. But
well, you will be on SmackDown before Mania, I think.
Yeah, they did confirm that the Cody and John are gonna be.
This is being recorded on Wednesday, April 16th at 9:38 p.m. By the way, so it'll be up they'll probably be up tomorrow. I'll edit it.
I wrote down all my predictions, so for the next one or whatever we do post, we can compare and see who ultimately got everything right.
All right, well that wraps up night 2. Hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Jesus, aka Big Slime. Alex, Anthony, aka Baloney.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate all the likes, support, anything. Comment down anything you guys want to talk about. This is my 3rd show that I am the showrunner for, so I'd appreciate any help with ideas. But Anyway, that wraps it up. Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
Good.
Peace out.
Bye.